battle. I don't know about you, but I am.
Oh, that's that exciting music. But are we watching Shark Tank?
No.
Oh.
No, we're watching Bin Laden get shot.
Oh, no. Oh, no. You know, there's an exciting guy in the studio here, and he's Navy SEAL, Robert O'Neill, who's here. Hi, Robert. How are you?
Good evening. Thanks
Good
for
to have
having
you.
me. Great to be
I know
here.
this is not a formal show, but I'm not an interrogator or an interviewer. So just so you know that, I'm just a guy that wants to talk to you.
Outstanding. That's great. Even if we had a plan, it wouldn't happen anyway because no plan ever works out. So let's just.
That's right. Well, yours did.
No, absolutely not. The worst thing that possibly could have happened.
Really?
Yeah, we planned the perfect mission to do a certain thing, and we rehearsed this helicopter goes here, this goes there. Rehearsed it over and over, and like with the day before we launched, we were like, "What's the worst thing that could happen?" And someone said, "Well, the helicopter could crash in the front yard," and that's exactly what happened.
Oh boy. So
the worst thing imaginable happened, but we were prepared to do it. We've done a lot of missions before that one, so we just learned to be prepared for what you do, be good at your job, and then when you get there, Murphy's going to show up, and if nothing's wrong, the only thing that's wrong is that nothing's wrong.
You live in New York?
I stay up between here and Texas.
Yeah. Where are you from?
I'm out of Butte, Montana.
Did you join the Navy?
I joined the Navy out of Butte, Montana on accident. Seriously, I was playing college basketball, and I was going to do that forever until I got a degree and then worked with my father. And I had
what did your father do?
He was a stockbroker.
Okay.
And then I got dumped by a girl, so I decided to join the Marine Corps.
You have a beautiful wife here. Is that your wife?
No, yeah, she's going to be my wife very soon, yeah.
Yeah, well, we're hitting.
Better hurry.
I'm happy
he's got his eye on her.
No, she's gorgeous, yeah. She's my best friend, too. We have so much fun together.
Well, they all say she's real nice. I mean, with due respect.
Mean as a snake, but gorgeous, so I put up with her.
Can we call you Bob?
Rob.
Are you Robert by your father's name?
No, I'm just, they named me Robert. I go by Rob my whole life.
Yeah, because I don't want to be Joseph. When I was a kid, I was Joey. Then I went to school, and I became Joseph with the nuns.
Yeah.
And then I became Joey again. What happened? I was Joe in college, too, for a while. But, we play with our names. And,
ever since, people see me out and they recognize it. So it's Rob or Bob or Robert. Or I haven't heard Robbie in a while. But
so you hear a lot of it. I mean,
it's fun. Yeah, people have been friendly. And they've even called me by my former rank of senior chief. And it's like, I'm out of the Navy now. It's just Rob's cool.
There's no more names like Betty. We don't have that anymore. That would be...
that's a classic.
Yeah, it's a classic name. Well, we don't have any Janes and Betty.
No, they're coming back. Those old names are coming back.
No, now there's Katisha.
That's a whole different story.
That's a whole different deal.
Yeah.
All right, now I notice you're an ink guy. You got the tattoos.
Yeah, that's a Navy thing. I didn't know if I was ever going to, and then I decided to get one overseas one time, and they just kept coming.
Well, you look like the illustrated man.
Yeah, they're good. I always knew though I'd eventually wear suits, so I would keep them above where the sleeves go in the collar. And a neck tattoo, you might as well just have them put
a collar. But the Illustrated Man was a movie with Rod Steiger years ago, and it was about tattoos.
About a very handsome tattooed guy.
Well, he was not that attractive. I got to ask you about something because I was thinking about this. Is my own sense of what's going on. Palestine. The whole idea of separation. I think we've separated everybody beyond repair. With the cell phone is probably a good way to
it's
separate
a prime example, yeah,
and put people together. It does both. It's a curse and it's a blessing. It has a double purpose. So we have a separation of age, of gender, of color. We separate every way possible in the society right now, and religion, of course. We also, the British, I think we're very English, we're very German, and we're very French because we have a European background as a country, and then everybody else who came later. But I think that's how this got established.
I can agree with that
in this time. So now, for the Germanic language and the French influence and the British style of governing, I think what I'm getting at is what they did every time they went somewhere, they would separate by religion. They did it in Israel and Palestine. They did it in Pakistan and India. This is a divide and conquer kind of philosophy, in my opinion. And even Dr. Belfer, when he established the State of Israel, he said one more fact and it alters the picture. And so you want to be factual about it. But in this case, where you were in a country that is separated, you were in Pakistan.
Yes.
Now, part of that is, and the same as the Dominican Republic and Haiti. That's the same island, but they're separated. Although that's French. That's by the French, not the English.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So here you got a separation country.
Yeah, Pakistan, Arabs, Kurds.
We
Indians,
never wanted them to know we were doing this mission, did we?
No.
Why?
If we would have told them, it would have leaked to someone in the Pakistan intelligence service that knew Bin Laden was there, and he would have been gone. And,
Right.
And I'm not saying for sure someone in the Pakistan military knew. I guarantee someone in the ISI knew. They had vested interest in their part of the world in order to keep their country a little bit diluted, if you will, from an attack from Al Qaeda, and keeping Bin Laden safe did that for them, and that's part of their interest, and they can still live in denial. You know, we're all allies with each other as long as it's doing us the best, and Pakistan's no different than a lot of our other Saudi Arabia. Yeah, they want to help us with some things for this reason, then totally not on the other. So that's just the way it is. And we knew, and President Obama put it best when he said, "I'm not even saying 100% Bin Laden's there, but I guarantee you guys can go in, find out, and get back."
And he was, right?
He was there. President Obama said he didn't know for sure. There were people in certain agencies that convinced me he was definitely there. I knew we were going after him, but we also knew that if we told anyone in Pakistan, it would be over.
This all happened with Hitler. Once they got the bunker, and then for years people were saying he moved to Argentina. You know, every time somebody gets shot or killed or
the
erased.
Conspiracy theorists, because we didn't land on the moon and the Earth is flat.
Right.
Yeah. What does all this come from all the time? What is
I think it's just because they want life to be more exciting than it actually is, and having been a part of missions that I've seen turn into movies and all kinds of talk and articles, it's like the simplest thing you think happened. That's what happened. And as far as like the people that say, well, you know, Bin Laden worked for the CIA and then we carried him out and now he's living wherever. It's like, or he died in 2001. I don't even care, because how do you explain to someone something that you know happened? I saw it happen.
Yeah.
And
well,
I don't.
You made it happen.
Well, the team got me there. I mean, I happened to be the guy that turned the right corner, but I did what any other Green Beret, Navy SEAL, Ranger would have done. I just happened to be there, but I saw it, so it's one of the. And we got rid of his body in a professional way, but burying him at sea just so there would be no shrines.
But how did everybody know that it was him?
That comes from the people that were smarter than us. We're the end of a big team. I don't like the term tip of the spear, but there's a big spear behind what we did. People were working on him for years. They knew he was there for 5 years. We just happened to be told 3 weeks prior, go in there and do what you do.
I noticed you mentioned your father, and so I'm assuming you're a family guy.
Oh, yeah.
And I think everybody in this country is a family person. We come from tribes. We come from families. We go back to the family, if you can. And in your case, you must have something with your dad that's very wonderful and special, and you're carrying a message right now.
Yeah, we had basketball was what we did together, and the free throws that we would shoot at the end of every one of our practices helped with some of the precision that I had with my training, because we wouldn't leave when our season started. We wouldn't leave the court until one of us made 20 in a row.
Have you written a book about all this stuff?
Yeah, my book just came out. It's called The Operator. It was released on Amazon.com. It should be in all the stores right now. It's been a bestseller for 6 weeks. We put it out in late April. So The Operator, and it's an American story about a guy from Montana who didn't know how to swim, who got talked into being a Navy SEAL, made it to that, and somehow ends up in Bin Laden's bedroom. It's not a story about killing Bin Laden. That's chapter 23. It's a story about you can do anything you want as long as you work hard.
Yeah, that's it.
Avoid negativity and don't believe the haters, and never quit.
How did you feel when you pulled the trigger?
Right then, I did my job because he was a threat. It was a target identification. I helped clear the room. We removed his other child and the woman to a bed, and then it hit me in about 7 seconds. Like, oh man, that was something.
Did you know anything about him?
Yeah, I knew a lot about him. I knew a lot about him and Al Qaeda and the region, what they were doing, the foreign fighters, the Taliban, the Uzbeks. I did a lot of studying on it because I found that part of the world and the war fascinating. And it's like, if you're going to go to war, you should at least know why.
So what happened with with what happened with you and after all this came about? Now, did you process it out and have to go through some therapy?
No, that mission was over, and I decided then I would get out of the Navy. I was going to get out when my 16 years was up, but we had a helicopter go down a few months later, killed 31 guys, so I decided to redeploy. I went to war one more time after the Bin Laden raid, and then I got out just under 17 years, and I got into the private sector, realized that it seems difficult to get a job, but you have a lot of skills as a special operator. So I started a foundation called Your Grateful Nation, and we help special operators transition from so many years of combat to the private sector. So I'm busy right now with the book launch, the speaking stuff, and the foundation. But it's been a good platform. I can help other veterans, so I don't have any regrets.
What would you like us to do? What can we do?
Well, I'd like to raise awareness for YourGratefulNation.org, and that's just individualized transition support for veterans, special operators. You know, any type of work, we get a mentorship, so their families actually get second careers. Nothing better than getting an email saying thank you, Your Grateful Nation, for giving us a second career, and you know, we can keep the lights on, paying the mortgage, and just I'd like people to read The Operator, because it's a patriotic book about, it's just an uplifter that, I mean, like I said, I couldn't swim, became a SEAL.
Great.
And you can just work hard, you can do anything.
And you signed a pink tie for the.
I did sign a pink tie.
Cancer.
Yeah, I wasn't even sure what I was signing, and the tie was brought up. And we signed it for cancer. Like, of course I'll sign it for cancer. What can I do to get on board? So yeah.
My grandson wants to be a Navy SEAL.
Yeah,
give him some advice in 30 seconds.
Stop taking cold showers, because you never get used to it, and do more pull-ups. So get stronger, take warm showers, you'll be fine. And I'm going to get in touch with him too. I promise.
Thank you.
O'Neill.
You got it.
Now we got some guys going to play for us.
We are, and we're going to continue our show.